All right, everybody. Welcome back. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's about to get rowdy, rowdy, rowdy. It is week 12 of the second season of the Orlando Sentinels Relocation franchise. Those of you who may be newer to the channel, basically what had happened is there's another franchise out there. It's a big group of people that have created something called the Relocation Football League, and you can find them under that name on a Google search. And basically they have taken every team in Madden, relocated them, and created their own new fictional league. They run a series, they run a whole season. You can become a head coach in that game and coach your own team. You can become a player, you can become a college player that then maybe gets drafted to the pros and have a pro career. It's pretty interesting, but anyway, that gave me my idea of what I want to do here for Madden 20, where I took the entire AFC, relocated them, ran the seasons for as many years as it took to get all the current NFL players out of the game, including all the rookies and everything. It took about 30 years. I think maybe 20, 25 years, somewhere around there. It was pretty close to that. And then I ran one additional season after that to find out which would be the worst team. It ended up being the Miami Dolphins, who relocated to Orlando and became the Sentinels. I created my new coach, Shaq Hennessy, and his goal was to take the worst team in the league, who I think they were 2-14 that season. They had never won more than 5 games in that entire 25-year span. So it was an awful team that had not drafted well, apparently, and weren't very good at evaluating talent. And his goal, he stated, is I'm taking this team to the playoffs, and if I don't, you can fire me. And you don't have to fire me, I will just walk away and retire. Well, he did get his team to a 10-6 record and into a wild card playoff spot. They lost that game, unfortunately, but now his goal is to get back and to win his first playoff game and, yes, get to the Super Bowl if he can. Things are a little rocky. They are winning games, but not the way he would like. They're not comfortable wins. They're always shaky. Kiefer Byrne has not panned out as hoped, and we'll get into that a little bit more. There were some things I wanted to go over. We have a weekly award. One of our players has earned some Player of the Week honors, and I said last episode to make a guess, maybe on your own, maybe type in the comments who you thought it might have been. And we're going to reveal that now. So who do you think, based on last week's performance, got the week Player of the War week? Let's see. Well, it's our very own rookie, Marquis Nichols, the cornerback, got his first career interception. He also had a sack on a corner blitz that game and tossed in 7 tackles to boot. So congratulations, young man, on your first of what we hope to be many AFC Player of the Week awards. There was some scouting to do. I went ahead and did that offline. If you've been paying attention, basically I've scouted each position, save for the offensive line, fullback, to the 3rd round. I don't want to go any further than that until I get the combine results, so I can see, speed, strength ratings, that kind of thing, to see who I might want to spend some points on and draft. There were free agents. Everyone that's here is somebody that I'm not looking forward to re-sign, so they can walk and I'll be fine. It's basically a few veterans and backup players that are replaceable. Everybody who I've wanted, I've signed. Offensive and defensive coordinators were going berserk. Offensive coordinator wants me to watch out for Camille Polk, the superstar cornerback of the Dreadnoughts, who is a very, very talented, speedy, got a lot of speed on him and high zone coverage. And he's a superstar ex-Zone Hawk player. So that's Camille Polk. And my defensive coordinator wanted me to watch out for their running back, David Anthony, I'm sorry, got his name transposed, who is a 88 overall superstar X running back with the elusive trait, where he make first man miss. So they want me to hold him in check. Good luck with that. So without any more ado, let's get this game underway and let's start getting rowdy, as we say howdy, to the San Antonio Dreadnoughts coming into Orlando, Florida. Last few games it has been pouring down rain. Let's see what they're coming into the stadium with. Looks like blue pants, white shirt. We're going to counter on that. Normally I like to put our blue pants on, but not if we're going up against another blue team. we will go with our charcoal gray black pants. Of course, our blue shoes. And we'll stick with our off-white shirt. That's a bit of a... to give you an idea, that's their silver shirt. And this is the white. So we will go with that. I like that look better. So here we go. Orlando, Florida, here we come. Is it going to be rain? Is it going to be sun? You never know in Florida. The weather there, at least in parts of it, remind me of right here at home in Baltimore, Maryland, where during the summer you have 90-degree weather, 90 to 100 degrees outside, 90 to 100% humidity all throughout the day, and then right around 5:30, 6 o'clock, you start seeing those really thick storm clouds roll in for the pretty much on the daily thunderstorm. So that's the kind of weather we have. That's how it was in Tallahassee anyway when I visited. So there's lots of material to cover. I touched on it on the lead-in to the game. The previous episode, I broke down the Dreadnoughts roster and where their strengths and talents are, and how do I think they're going to attack this team with what they have. Well, they don't have a strong-arm quarterback, and they have a lot of different weapons on offense that Brock Bowen likes to spread around the ball to. I mean, there's 6 different people he throws the ball to. That's all 4 of his main wide receivers, his 2 tight ends, and even his running back from time to time. So he doesn't discriminate. He tosses it around. You see Houston Madsen, Vernon Hunt. There is Wes McGuire, the kicker. There's Anthony, number 35. Schaefer, number 47, the safety. And Madsen leading the troops out on the field. It's going to be a big game from the defense if they're going to hold this team in check. That Anthony is a speedy scat back. He can make people miss. Doesn't have extreme power, but that tackle breaking ability from juking people out. And you see Mark Spellman firing up the guys. That's the offensive line who's been struggling lately to keep Kiefer Burns safe. There you can see the playoff picture. You got the Conquistadors leading everybody at 8-2. Our Sentinels here at 7-3 and in the hunt. One of the teams would be this very own Dreadnought team, who their record is 4-6. That's a deceptive record. They are a better team than that, and you'll see what I mean by that when we get to play this ball game, because they have some really talented weapons. If that was not evident by what I showed you in the lead up to this game, it'll be reinforced as you see them play. And as I explained to you just what weapons this team has. So you see Kenneth Woods back to return. He's filling in for the injured backup running back, William Posey. And he gets it out to about the 29. And this is where the attack of the Dreadnoughts will take place, led out by Brock Bowen. William Posey, as a return man, even though he's injured, he had 3 touchdowns for kick returns just this season. He's a rookie, and he's a guy that Shaq Hennessy had his eye on in the draft. He was about to pick him, but right before their pick, the Dreadnoughts came in and swooped up and took him. We got trips bunched to the left with Anthony in the backfield, and there's a handoff to Anthony up the middle, and he breaks through a little seam and picks up 9 yards on first down carry. So good run to start the things off for the Dreadnoughts. So we'll see a steady dose of Anthony, but I think they're going to use the short pass to set up the run. And let's take a closer look at Brock Bowen. We'll let this first play out. And here it comes. Drops back to pass. Has all kinds of time. Slings it out. And that is hauled in by number 18, Arthur Ballard, their leading receiver, trying to force his way into the top 10 in receiving. He's at 11 right now, and he slings it out again. This is Anthony out of the backfield. Bowen is 10th in the league in passing yards, 5th in passing touchdowns, 2nd in rating with a 106.3. Here you see his offensive linemen, his skill players. Jamie Pitts, don't sleep on him. Jimmy Pitts and Jimmy Stone, the twin tight ends, both have very soft hands. And there's a handoff to, that's the backup Kenneth Woods, who picks up a couple. And getting back to Bowen, he's also 5th in yards per attempt. But what's interesting about that is you see the starting defense for the Sentinels. Things have switched up a bit as they shuffle back from a 4-3 to 3-4, trying to do something to spark the pressure and get to the quarterback. hasn't found the magical bullet yet. 3rd and 5 now, near midfield. Bowen back to pass, has all kinds of time, slings it out to the running back out of the backfield, makes the man miss, and another man miss. And that's what Anthony is good at. Get him in space, and he just breaks ankles. So that's a good first down reception for the speedy running back, who they do use as a weapon out of the backfield as a receiver. But getting back to what I was speaking of earlier, what's interesting about him being so high on yards per carry, or yards per attempt, and the passing yards, is his longest pass on the season is 43 yards. So he's not slinging it deep. It's this methodical approach and lots of it. So we're going to get a steady dose of these short passes, which have troubled this Sentinels defense. Back to pass, has time, throws it over the middle, and dropped. It looks like one of the running backs, I think that was Woods with the drop. So 2nd and 10 now, trips bunch right. And up the middle is Woods again. He goes almost nowhere, met in the backfield, but it looks like Vernon Hunt, number 94, the defensive end. So just how bad is the Sentinels' defense against the pass? It is worst in the league. And here comes the rush, but they can't get home. And that pass is batted away. Looks like I'm trying to make sure I got the right number. I'll look at the replay, but initial instincts, I think it's Zaire Witherspoon, number 22. And that's exactly who it is. Zaire Witherspoon, the slot corner, steps in front of Ashton Porter, the slot receiver, against the slot corner. And this time it comes up Sentinels' favor. So at midfield, I believe they're going to punt away. Should be Phil Hyder, the punter. Nope, they're going to try a long field goal with Will Rainey, who's got a decent leg, but I don't know if he's got this much. Leaking right, and it's no good. Had the distance, but it leaked right. So it's touching on the Sentinels' pass defense, their defense overall. Overall, their defense is very good, ranked 2nd in the league, with giving up just under 3,000 points, 2,999 yards, not points. And they've let up the fewest points in the league with only 174. Pass defense ranked number 1, allowing only 1,773 yards. But their sacks, they're 22nd. They have 22, which is tied for 18th. The rush defense is worst in the league, and they force no fumbles almost, only 2 on the year. There's a handoff to Triplett off left side. He goes nowhere. The tackle made by number 58, the outside linebacker, Walt Starks. You see Triplett's numbers from last year, a rare game where he didn't break 100 yards, but still a good average carry. And he got 1 yard on that play. Byrne under center, fakes the handoff, rolls out, slings it out to the right, and caught out of the backfield by Dalton Triplett. Nope, excuse me, that was Donnell White. Their numbers look kind of similar. He's 87, and Triplett is 27. Byrne back to pass on 3rd down, slings it, and hauled in. That's number 86, Perry Wood, who is really clutch in these 3rd down short yardage situations. Comes up with the big contested catches, and this will just be another notch on his belt. That was good coverage by Camille Polk, the guy that they warned us about, and that was the matchup I was looking for. That Shaq Hennessy told us to watch. We're going to put our big man on their small, speedy, pesky guy, and we're just going to bully him around the field a little bit, and that's exactly what happened there. Byrne from shotgun, delayed handoff up the middle, and Triplett can't make the first man miss, and he'll gain about 2 yards on that carry. And a pitch out to the right. He's got no blocking. Met in the backfield by number 29. That's Tremont Cheney, who subs in as the pass specialist middle linebacker on passing downs. And he just broke free and had some help on the cleanup from number 54, Vaughn Richard, the left outside linebacker. So early on, Triplett can't get on track, and it's going to force Byrne to pass it on 3rd and 11. Tall order. Byrne has time. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of it over the middle and caught deep over the middle by Perry Wood. A great play. Kiefer Byrne saw the rush and actually got rid of the football. Amazing. With the defender right in his face. And that's how you earn some credit if you're a young quarterback looking to establish yourself as a leader, he knew he was going to get hammered, and he delivered a strike to Perry Wood deep over the middle in a crucial first down situation. Single back. That's Tyson Kerr off right side. He gets stopped in the backfield by number 55, Marquis Nichols, the very young 22-year-old promising middle linebacker. There he just reads, reacts, gets through all the traffic, comes through clean, and Kerr had no chance to get to the edge. Nice play by the middle linebacker. Loss of 2 on that carry. Barn back to pass again, has time, slings it out to Spellman in the flat, and he'll pick up a few before getting out of bounds. Threatening to the end zone, 5 yards for a first down before the end zone. Barn back to sling it again, has plenty of time, out to the flat, and Triplett won't break free. It is Brian Felder, the slot corner, with the tackle. And they're going to have to settle for a field goal attempt unless they want to get brave and aggressive and go for something here. Knowing Jack Hennessy, I don't think that's going to be what happens. He'll settle for the attempt of 3, which should be automatic, but you never know. They've been having trouble with the snaps, but this one's clean. And Wes McGuire boots it through for an early 3-point lead for the Orlando Sentinels. So nice looking drive, stalls out inside the red zone. And we've seen that a number of times. You think they walk away with a touchdown, they end up having to settle for 3. That's something that's going to have to change. But Wes McGuire salvages the drive. Kiefer Byrne was looking pretty good. And here comes Kenneth Woods on the return. Gets it out to the 23. So how good is this Dreadnoughts offense? Well, they're 13th in total yards with 3,608. They're 10th in passing offense with 2,637 yards. Their 19 passing touchdowns are tied for 5th in the league, so high-octane passing offense. Bowen drops back and slings it out to the left. That is the second tight end, Jimmy Stone. And if memory serves, we're going to hear a lot of Jimmy this game. Jimmy Pitts, Jimmy Stone. Jimmy Pitts has 90 catching, and Jimmy Stone has 83. That is a talented duo of receiving tight ends, and they are both athletic as well. So 2 great short yardage targets for their quarterback. Bowen in shotgun, and he slings it out to the right, and a contested catch, but Marquis Wyrick gave it up anyway. That was a great catch. I didn't see who made it. Back to pass again, and just slinging it short over the middle. That is number 84, Jimmy Pitts. I told you, Jimmy all day. So lots of short yardage passes. Work the way downfield methodically. And here comes the run. Up the middle, he breaks through the initial track, makes another man miss, tries to juke out another defender, almost did it. That is a great piece of running from Anthony to pick up 9 yards. He made 2 men miss and almost got a first down out of it. Now they're across midfield. Bowen dropping back to pass again, finds an open man. That is Jimmy Pitts. The Sentinels are going to have to find a way to lock that down. Runner center now is Bowen. Slings it out to the right, out of the backfield, and that's Arthur Ballard, their leading receiver. Doesn't get anywhere. Give him a yard. Tackle made by Aaron Kershaw. Over the middle and wide open. Another catch. And I'm trying to see number 19, Justin Odom, the number 2 receiver. He's got a lot of speed, 94 speed. So they got a possession man in Arthur Ballard, 6'3", big target. They have the speed with Justin Odom. They have a balanced man in the slot, Levi Cobb. And then they have a special teams return man, Ashton Porter, is the number 4. So a little bit of everything. And he slings it out again to the right, and nothing but open field ahead of him, but steps out of bounds does Jimmy Pitts, number 84, the tight end. So threatening inside the red zone already. They answer back and put points on the board. And they run off right side. He's got a hole, makes a man miss again, and gets the first down. David Anthony is carving up this offense, or this defense. And another handoff. This one off, cuts back left side, nobody home. Oh, a last-second tackle by Nate Youngblood, the strong safety. And if it wasn't for him, that would have been 7 points. A yard to go now, 2nd and goal. And they feed Anthony. He runs right behind the line into a wall of traffic. A host of defenders there. Looks like Steve Cleveland, number 90. Vernon Hunt, number 94. Sheldon Bates. They were all there. Access denied. Live to fight another down. And you know you're in trouble when you see a 353-pound nose tackle flopping around on top of you. That is not a good day at the office. Under center again, he drops back to pass and throws it out of the back of the end zone. So this drive will stall for the Dreadnoughts, and they'll be looking to tie it up with a very short field goal attempt from Will Rainey. Now he has missed a couple of field goals, a couple of PATs, and had some blocked, but this is going to go about as perfect as can be. We got a brand new ball game with just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Both teams driving down the field and getting a field goal. Haven't found the secret to punching it in the end zone just yet. The Sentinels' passing attack has fallen off the table under Kiefer Byrne. He just has not been able to establish himself as a premier passer in this league, though he looks like he has all the tools to do so. But this Orlando Sentinels offense, 16th in the league with 3,528 yards, but you'll see the breakdown. They are 27th in passing offense with 2,332 yards, last in the league with only 7 passing touchdowns. The rushing offense, however, is 4th in the league with 1,206 and tied for 12th with 9 rushing touchdowns. And here comes the big package. Kenya Tomlinson, the fullback, and they sling it out to Donnell White on the right. Just a quick hitch pass, only a yard on the play. Trying to catch him off balance. It didn't quite work. And there's a handoff to Triplett. Cuts it back to the left side, has plenty of room, and almost a first down. Give him 8 yards on that carry, finally breaking through and getting something going in the ground game. 3rd and 1 now. And there's another handoff, stutter steps, and that's Tyson Kerr weaving his way through. Nope, I'm sorry, it's Dalton Triplett again for the first down. He's a little slow to get up, but he looks like he's okay. You don't want to see him going down. That would significantly impact this offense. It is basically Dalton Triplett, who is by far and away the leading rusher with over 980 yards on the season, looking to get his 3rd consecutive season of 1,000 yards. It looks like he's on his way. So at the end of 1, we're all tied up 3-3. No game, no team getting the upper hand as of yet. It'll be Sentinels ball at the 45, still in their territory. And there's a delayed fake handoff. Here comes the rush, and like a statue, we've seen this before. Bird stands there and gets hit by 3 different defenders, and that's not how you draw that one up. It's like I have the football, and I don't know what he's waiting for, but we've seen this. He sees the rush and freezes like a deer in the headlights. I've said it before. But you have Bishop, you have May, and Presley all there. Give them all a 1/3 of a sack if you could. So on 2nd and 16 now, they hand off left side. Triplett has some room, spins, but can't break free from the tackle. Number 47 made the stop, finally. That would be Preston Schaefer, the free safety, who plays more like a strong safety. 3rd and 6. Byrne over the middle, has his man, it's caught. And that is number 82, Parrish McCarthy, who has stepped up in the pecking order. Now the number 3 receiver, now that Chris Bradley has gone on the shelf. Unfortunately, last week he got injured after making a nice play He caught a pass out of the backfield and ran up the sideline for 15 yards. Took a weird spill out of bounds, and he's got looks like a bad dislocated hip. And he won't be back until the postseason at best. Byrne back to pass on first down, has plenty of time, slings it out underneath. Kerr makes a man miss, puts on another juke, can't break free of that tackle. But give credit to Tyson the Blur Kerr for a gain of 5 on that reception. Empty backfield now. Cross midfield. Byrne slinging it, and he's got his man. Ooh, it's number 89, Aaron Posey, the practice squad wide receiver, finally called up for depth and picks up a great 19 yards on that reception. Byrne back to pass again. All kinds of time. Wide open. That's number 82, Parrish McCarthy, for another first down. And they're inside the 10, threatening to get into the end zone once more. Has time. Slings it out to the right. Has his man and can't hold on. It's Donnell White and lots of traffic. That would have been a tough catch, and it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway through all that traffic. Second and goal, dropping back to pass is Byrne. Has time, gets rid of it out to the right, and again, that's to Mark Spellman, and he can't hold on to the catch. So some great clamp down coverage near the end zone by this Dreadnoughts defense, and slings out of the pocket to back of the field, end zone. I think he was out of bounds. It looked like Ricky LaMontagne, number 80, but he just couldn't stay in bounds. We're going to take a closer look. That would have been a great touchdown. Are they going to review this? No. They'll say the referees were right. And another Wes McGuire chip shot field goal attempt. And it's up and good for the 6-3 lead. That was a great play. Keeper Byrne tried to thread the needle there at the back of the end zone. LaMontagne had it, but just couldn't come down with it in bounds. It would have been a great exclamation point on the drive, but Kiefer Byrne so far looking comfortable. There was that one hiccup on the sack that he took, which seems to be a regular occurrence. But here comes Woods out of the end zone, has a good return to the 29-yard line. And this is where Brock Bowen, in his amazing season, he is number 1 in quarterback of the year rankings. So having a fantastic season, a long-time veteran. And like I said, he doesn't lock onto one receiver. He is spreading the wealth around, so no one receiver has a gaudy number of yards. But Arthur Ballard leads the way and is looking to get into the top 10 in passing yardage. And that pass came out of his hands awkwardly, falls incomplete. Not sure what happened there, and there's no bad weather right now. There's a delayed handoff up the middle, cuts it out to the right, forearm stiff, but brought down by Vernon Hunt for minimal gain. So David Anthony trying to get on track, had a couple of big runs early, and he makes a good cut. But a nice adjustment by Marquis Wyrick and Vernon Hunt to stop that play in the backfield. 3rd and 11. Bowen in shotgun. And he's going to give it a draw play to Anthony up the middle. Picks up good yardage, but not enough for a first down. And it looks like the Dreadnoughts are going to have to punt. Anytime you punt it away to Tyson Kerr is a dangerous proposition. He does not like the fair catch at all. So that's a risk to him, but the other risk is he could return it to the house. And he has done so last season. Ran one back for a touchdown. Phil Hyder fields the snap cleanly, punts it away, and Kerr's going to let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Kiefer Byrne and the Sentinels offense looking pretty good on the early outset. There you see he's eclipsed 1,000 yards this season. Only 8 yards over, so you never know what happens. He could lose some yardage and lose that, but looks like he has his 3rd consecutive 1,000-yard rushing season in the books. Byrne drops back, has plenty of time. Over the middle deep, and has his man, Perry Wood, wide open. Number 31, Antoine Womack, brings him down. So another first down catch. It's not a hard decision to make when you have the big 6'4", 230-pound Perry Wood standing there wide open, showing you his numbers. Hit the man. Feed the man. He's proven to you last year he is a consistent source of offense. The numbers are down this year just because the offense in general has been looking pretty bad. Triplet up the middle, has plenty of room, and finally brought down by a gang of tacklers after a gain of about 8. Nice piece of running. 2nd and 1. Another dose. Nope, they fake it and sling it over the middle to a streaking, wide open. I'm trying to get the number. Number 86, Perry Wood. You think I couldn't confuse him for everybody else? He is by far the tallest receiver on this team. But he was moving pretty quickly over the middle. I thought it might have been Donnell White for a moment. Perry Wood is not the fleetest of feet, but he was moving quick on that one, and a great move and catch for a first down. So the Sentinels are dealing inside the 50 already, past midfield. And there is a rollout off the play fake, and deep, crossing over to the left side. Uh-oh! Caught by Ricky LaMontagne, but fumbled and recovered by Donnell White, thankfully. That could have been a huge play the other way. So Ricky LaMontagne, the number 5 receiver, getting in on the action. Like I said, Chris Bradley out, so everybody's moved up in the order. That has moved Parrish McCarthy to the number 3, LaMontagne to the 4th spot, and Posey to the 5th. So inside the 10 now. Threatening to score again, and a delayed handoff to Triplet, who weaves his way for maybe 7 yards on that carry. 2nd and goal, 5 yards to go. Can they get it in the end zone this time? This is their 3rd attempt. And there's a handoff to Tyson Kerr, who's got plenty of room, and easy touchdown, his 5th on the year. Tyson Kerr, it says first rushing touchdown, that means this game. He's got 5 on the year, which for a backup, that's quite a bit. Seems like Dalton Triplet does all the heavy lifting and Kerr gets the reward. So the first touchdown of the game is scored on a short yardage run off left side by Tyson Kerr the Blur. The PAT is Wes McGuire. It is up and good. So a 10-point lead now for the Orlando Sentinels halfway through the 2nd quarter. Do not sleep on these Dreadnoughts. They can move the ball in a hurry with this talented offense. The speedy running back of David Anthony, we've seen him already make some great runs. He's a weapon out of the backfield. Brock Bowen does not chuck the ball deep downfield often, but he makes the high percentage short throws, and his receivers have a knack of getting open. They just put everybody on the field. Give me three wideouts. Give me 2 tight ends. Their tight ends are more like oversized wide receivers anyway, sort of like Mark Spellman. Single back set. That is Jimmy Stone going in motion. And fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle. There we go. That is to the other tight end, Jimmy Pitts. That is enough for a first down. So nice, short, quick play. And the delayed handoff up the middle. And somehow, looks like Kent Kendall was able to make that stop. Kent Kendall's usually the pass rushing specialist from D-tackle. Runs offside and not able to break away. That is, looks like the linebacker trying to get the number. Donario Blanton, 58, able to stop him before he spun away. 3rd and 2, fakes the handoff and slings it out over the middle to an open number 84, Jimmy Pitts. Silky smooth tight end with great hands. They move so fluidly, you see, it just beat the coverage. The linebacker couldn't stay with him. That's Artavius Baber, who's moved into a starting role in this new look 4-3. Across midfield now. Here's a handoff. Cuts it back to the left. Makes a couple of moves. And that weaves his way for about a gain of 6. So David Anthony having a great game so far. Here comes the rush up the middle, hit in the face, but a man is wide open deep downfield. That is the number 2 tight end, Jimmy Stone. Leaked out and nobody covered him. It looked like Bowen had his number. Madsen delivered a huge hit, but he stood in there and delivered a perfect pass. And that would have been trouble had he not caught it so close to the end zone. He only had one man to beat. So now inside the red zone with that great play and threatening to score. Play it handoff up the middle. Whoa! David Anthony just plows straight ahead forward, simple, just north-south running, and plows his way forward for a gain of about 13 on that run, and it's 1st and goal. Made it look easy. Wayne so big you could have driven a truck through it, as Phil Simms would say, not in a Phil Simms voice though. And there's another handoff up the middle, and not going to find success this time. The wall closes in on him, led by Vernon Hunt and Boulware, the middle linebacker, Orlando Boulware. There is another handoff going off left side, and that's Denario Blanton able to stop that one in the backfield. 3rd and goal now. The Sentinels defense clamping down at the goal line. One more play, and that's easy. Jimmy Pitts left all alone, just sat down in the zone, and no defender picked him up. That made it I mean, nobody was in the neighborhood. You see, the wily veteran realized it immediately. He got that ball out of there in a hurry. And we got a touchdown on the board for the Dreadnoughts now. PAT pending. It is up and good. Reason why I wait for Rainey is he has completely missed 2 PATs. They weren't blocked, he just missed them. And that's kind of surprising because he's a fairly highly rated kicker. He's 87% for field goals on the year. And the kickoff by Phil Hyder, the punter, handles kickoff duties. Fielded by Kerr, and he's going to get met by a wall of special teams defenders. Good job on the special teams coverage. He only gets it out to the 27. Here comes Kiefer Byrne, who is looking about as good as he's ever been so far in the early goings. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. Can they answer back and increase their lead? 3 minutes is plenty of time with all their timeouts to put a drive together. And they'll start with Triplett up the middle, and he wiggles his way through for a gain of about 6. So Triplett also having a great day on the ground so far. Back to pass is Byrne. He has some time, slings it out to Triplett over on the left, and a high pass. Doesn't quite hit him in stride, and that's going to lose a yard. Had that been more on target, maybe Triplett could have set up a move, but kind of hung him out to dry, and the defender, see who that was, number 31, Antoine Womack, was right on the spot. Mentioned that this passing offense is trying to get on track. It's been lagging all season, no matter who's under center. Saw Kerry Kaplan take over for a while. That didn't work out so well. And there's a threaded the needle pass. That looks like it's to Parrish McCarthy, number 82. Just a great timing route. So there's the enigma. You saw the previous pass, which hung Triplett out to dry, and then he threw one right on the money for a first down. It was Parrish McCarthy. And out to the right, and in stride, Perry Wood had to reach back for it a little bit, but gains up a solid 7 yards on that pass. So Perry Wood putting up big numbers so far, 83 yards on 5 catches. We haven't seen this kind of production out of the passing offense in a while. But Wood burst onto the scene last year, broke out of nowhere, double-digit touchdowns, 1,000 yards receiving, one of the better receivers in the league. Statistically, 2nd and 3, and throws it into traffic. Luckily, that one did not get picked off. Looked like he might have been trying to get the ball to Byrne again. Perry Wood. And there's a handoff up the middle. Weaves his way through traffic, and he's going to get stopped in the backfield. A nice play by number 99 of the defense, Rashad May, who is a very, very good defensive end. He is 4th in the league, tied for 4th with 11 tackles for loss. That might just be a no-gain tackle right there. And tied for 11th with 5 sacks. So a very productive defensive end in the run and the pass. And the punt from Parsons goes out of bounds at the 13 with just under a minute to go in the half. The Dreadnoughts have all of their timeouts, and if they push it, maybe they can get downfield in a hurry and put a field goal on the board. You never know. But they got a lot of work to work with, a lot of great weapons for receiving. Anthony on the ground. They have a strong interior line with the center and the 2 guards, and they're going to set up a screen, and it's perfectly executed, and a nice pickup from Anthony of about 7 yards on that screen play. Looked like Aaron Kershaw brought it to a stop, and he was the only man there that could have. Bowen drops back, slings it over the middle, and can't hold on to it. It's Jimmy Pitts, the big tight end, 6'6", couldn't hold on to the pass. It looks like they're probably just going to... Nope, they're going to pass. And bounced out of the hand. Oh, almost picked off by number 52, London Bates, off the deflection. Looks like he was going for Ballard over the middle, and he couldn't hold on to it. Nope, that is not Ballard. That is Levi Cobb, number 82. So a quick 3 and out. The punt from Phil Hyder. Kerr is back to field it. He catches it. He's got a block downfield and makes a man miss and cuts out of bounds after a good return on the punt. The ever-dangerous Tyson Kerr. Dalton Triplett, 10 for 46. The touchdown went to Tyson Kerr for the only touchdown of the game so far for the Sentinels. They're, of course, going to hope for more. Byrne has been very, very accurate in his passing today. Triplett up the middle, head of steam, tries to make everyone miss, picks up 11 for a first down, and they take their first time out. A great delayed handoff, a draw right up the middle. Nobody home, 24 seconds left. They're inside Sentinels Dreadnoughts territory. Out to Spellman in the flat, and he's going to turn upfield and gain about 13. Nice turn upfield after the catch by Mark Spellman, the tall wide receiver in tight end's clothing, for a first down. And we're starting to get in the field goal range for Wes McGuire here. Byrne back to pass again, has time over the middle deep, and oh, dropped. I'm trying to see who that was. I don't know the number on that receiver who dropped it over the middle, and that's to Spellman over the middle, runs downfield, and they're going to call a timeout and probably go for a kick here. Well done by Mark Spellman. Nope, they're going to try to go for the touchdown. They already had the lead. They say, why bother? But it's all or nothing on this play because they had no more timeouts. He has time, slings it over the middle, and that's not going to get to the end zone. That was caught by Perry Wood, just shy of the end zone. But some promising drives. Kiefer Byrne, looks like a fire was lit under him because he has been on fire. 203 passing yards already on the game. And Bowen, 134 yards through the air. See some action around the league. The Bulls and Redskins tied. Got the Conquistadors continuing their dominance. The Columbus Explorers lose, so that could be big in the standings for our division. The Houston Voyagers beat the Bisons. Trying to see anybody else. The new team of Tanner Malone, the Elks, win big over the New York Giants. And the Huskies lose 17-14 to the Egyptians. In this game, Tyson Kerr punched off a great drive with a 5-yard touchdown. There was an easy pass to Jimmy Pitts over the middle from Brock Bowen. And it's been a close, very tightly contested ball game. Both offenses going high octane. Kerr fields the kickoff, gets it out to the 32, and that's where the Sentinels will set up shop. And it's been a clear game, no rain. Looks like it's overcast though, so rain could happen any minute here in Florida. But the Sentinels are looking pretty good on offense. They've been balanced between the run and the pass, but the passing game with 203 yards through the air already. Fake the handoff, deep pass downfield, streaking for it. But he overthrew his receiver, and number 31, Antoine Womack, was there. He could have had an interception, but the receiver played the ball to break up the pass. Byrne over the middle, that's caught, and down, streaking downfield, Donnell White caught the pass and took off like a rocket. Great run after the catch. Get him turn up, plants that field, and goes hard. Number 29, Tremont Cheney, was left in the dust. And Byrne is just on point. Cross midfield already with that play. And there is faked handoff. Has plenty of time, going deep again. He's open and can't hold through. Oh, it's batted in the air and almost picked off. Brian Felder almost came away with the interception, but just couldn't hold on to the deep pass. And here comes the rush. He slings it out again. This time, and it's broken up again. Donnell White just getting hammered over there on the left side of the field. Couldn't hang on to that one in traffic. Byrne got rid of it in a hurry since the pass rush. Back to pass again. And here comes the rush. He's not going to get away from this one. Number 92, Dion Newkirk, the right end, comes in and applies the pressure, stopping this drive. Just broke free of his block. He had some time, so he's been getting a little better with that this game, but still the hesitation. So a promising drive is going to end a little prematurely with Spencer Parsons punting it away. That punt goes deep into the end zone for a touchback. The Sentinels are switching things up at tight end. The starter by far and away is Mark Spellman, but the depth chart behind that has changed. Converted fullback to tight end. I'm going to try to get his name here because it honestly escaped me. And there's a handoff off right side. He's got a crease. Finds some room off right side for a good gain of 8 yards. Terrence Durham moved to tight end and has very soft hands. There's a rush up the middle. It's going to be stopped just short of the first down by Denario Blanton. But he's not, even though he's a former fullback, his blocking is not quite as good as Kiefer Sanders. And I'll let that play develop. That's caught by another tight end, Jimmy Pitts. Going to be calling that name a lot. 7 catches already on the game. So Kiefer Sanders is now the number 2 tight end, and I think he was that target that dropped that ball when I was trying to search for a number. He's number 83. I thought that's the number I saw. The only other number for a receiver that might have been is Ricky LaMontagne, but he's not that tall, and he also has very long hair. He cuts it back after the hole up the middle closes, and it still doesn't work out for him. A host of defenders there for no gain. So that is the change, one of the other changes on offense. And stopped in his tracks by Kent Kendall is Anthony. Another run for no gain. You're going to see, I said, the rotational defensive line. You're going to see Steve Cleveland and Kent Kendall switching things up depending on down, who's tired. But Kendall more of the pass rusher, and Cleveland more of the run stuffer. But getting some production out of that number 2 D tackle slot. And here comes Bowen, has all kinds of time. Sheldon Bates heaving it deep and leaping almost with the catch. What a play. You don't see Brock Bowen launching a ball deep that often. Justin Odom has wheels and he was just testing it out, and luckily at the last minute, Nate Youngblood batted that ball away. That would have been a huge play. Hyder to punt away to Kerr, and he's going to let this one bounce. It dies right at the 10, takes a short bounce to the 8. A favorable bounce will find the Sentinels backed up in their own territory, so you see the carries for Triplett started off hot. Let's hope he can continue it in the second quarter, or the second half. It's the third quarter now. Wake up, Ben. I'm running on caffeine and chocolate at this point. I highly recommend it. Takes the handoff and an RPO. Not quite tricking anybody. Donnell White caught it miraculously, but lost 3 yards in the process. Felder not fooled by anyone, even the rookie. He went for the pass breakup or interception, missed it, and then recovered to make the tackle because White had to adjust on his pattern as well. We'll give credit to the completion, but yuck is the end result. And there's a handoff off left side. He cuts it back. There's a flag on the field. Lots of running around for not much of anything. And it's going to be a holding penalty by C.J. Radovich, the left tackle. That's going to back him up even further. So 2nd and 14. Dangerous territory. And they're going to hand it off. Left side, nothing doing. Sorry, right side. I keep confusing that. You're supposed to call it from the offense's perspective, not the defense. And nothing doing. A great stop. Close to a safety. Number 54 for the defense is Vaughn Richard, making a great stop on Dalton Triplett. So now they bring in the fullback, Kenya Tomlinson, as a lead blocker. And they hand off right side. And not much for Niles McKell, only a yard. And the Sentinels are going to be forced to punt after they were backed up by a great punt from Phil Hyder. So they say punters don't matter. Well, he mattered on this drive because look what happened. He pinned it back deep. He could have almost gotten to safety, which would have gotten this game even closer. He forces Parsons to punt it away under duress. And, oh, wow, 2 jukes, a third juke. Almost out to midfield on the return. Kenneth Woods putting on some moves. A great return there sets his team up in a pretty position. Brock Bowen, 15 for 22, 140 yards, and a touchdown on the game so far. That one went a short pass over the middle to Jimmy Pitts, the tight end. You can't sleep on any of their receivers. Every single one of them. There's Anthony trying to spin his way past the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up 2. And here's another handoff up the middle. Great blocking up front. And that'll be enough for a first down, I believe. 1st and 10. Great running, great blocking. You see the interior line, the center and the 2 guards are very talented, very strong run blockers for this team, and you can see how they attack. Just right up the middle and then let the speedster make some moves. They very, very rarely run it outside. And here's a run up the middle again. This time, looks like Kent Kendall was able to stay with it, but still a 5-yard gain. Here's another handoff up the middle. He's got blocking downfield. Cuts it back, but another strong gain. 82 yards on the ground. The defensive coordinator said to watch out for this man, and he's starting to put on a show. There's so many different ways this offense can attack you, so that's why I say their 4-6 record is deceptive. Because they just have so many weapons. And a cagey veteran that knows how to use his pinpoint accuracy. There's a great catch. Number 82 to Levi Cobb for a first down. Inside the red zone now, looking to put a touchdown on the board. And they fake the handoff. Has plenty of time. No pass rush. Here it comes. Houston Madsen, the rookie defensive end, trying to take over for Tanner Malone. That's a good way to do it. It is another sack in back-to-back games for Houston Madsen. And that'll back him up 10 yards. It could be a huge play in the grand scheme of things. Madsen had all kinds of time. Give credit to the... Oh, he had a man open in the end zone. He just didn't see it in enough time before Madsen was able to finally break a double team. But give credit to the secondary. That is a coverage sack when the quarterback has that much time. And there's a delayed handoff. Cuts it up the middle. He's going to meet a wall of defenders for minimal gain. 3rd and 15. Going to take a big play to continue this drive. We've seen him do it before. And they're going to fake the handoff. Here comes Madsen and the rush from the other side. Aaron Kershaw with another sack. You don't see it often, but Shaq Hennessy has been getting creative with the blitz just because the front four aren't always getting home. And he's just looking to get to the quarterback any way he can. We've seen him send safeties. We've seen him send the nickel. And here you see Kershaw come in, and with his speed, nothing doing. Rainey's going to attempt looks to be about a 47-yard field goal. It is up. He has the distance. It is good. So we got a tie ball game with under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So exciting back and forth action between these two ball clubs. Who will come out on top? It's been too close to call. Both teams excelling in the ground and passing game. Kerr takes the kickoff and will meet a defender and get stopped at the 27. There's Kiefer Sanders. I talked about him earlier, stepping up as the number 2 tight end. And he's on the field right now on the right side. And they faked the handoff, and this one looked like it was going to get somewhere. It's Parrish McCarthy, put on a couple of spin moves, but all that for no gain. There you see all tight ends are on the field now, and they hand off left side. He breaks through the tackle, spins. Call that a gain of 2, perhaps. Give him 3. Looked like he was going to get stopped, but Triplett fought his way through. 3rd and 7, over the middle, and hauled in. Great catch, Donnell White for a first down. Crucial catch to keep this drive alive. So it looks like all the extra time that Coach Hennessy has been spending with Kiefer Byrne is paying off, because he's coming out like a house of fire. He's teetering on 300 yards passing in a game. We haven't seen that in forever from Kiefer Byrne. He is prone to the turnover, so they dialed him back a little bit, dialed up the feeding to Triplett, and let him carry this team. And there's a delayed handoff off right side. A counter doesn't get much, 2 yards only. So the running game not as prolific as it was in the first half so far. And here's another handoff off left side this time, and that is a first down and more, fighting for extra yardage. That's Tyson Kerr, the speedy scat back return man, showing his way through the defensive line rather, and almost broke one. Just weaving his way through the defenders, fighting through the arm tackle of number 54, Vaughn Richard. Great run by Tyson Kerr. It's always good that you get some production out of your backups, and Triplett's back on the field. And breaking free of the tackle, jukes back to the left. And a great pickup of 9 yards on that carry for Dalton Triplett. Kerr checks back into the backfield. Actually, it might be Niles McKell. Nope, that's Kerr. Slings it over the middle. Spellman with room ahead. Breaks through a tackle, and there's a flag on the play. I think that's got to be a face mask. And it is, so tack on 15 yards at the end, and that's going to put the Orlando Sentinels in great field position. Unfortunately, costly penalty there. Spellman had a head of steam, turned up field, and just hit the afterburners. And 1st and goal from the 6 now due to the penalty. Fakes, pump fake to the end zone. Mark Spellman for another touchdown. That is a mismatch against just about anybody. Has the size and speed to break free of just about anyone. Number 37, Camille Polk. They put another big body man on the shorter defensive back. He's only 5'10". He's very talented. A 91 overall superstar ex-zone hawk with 94 speed. The PAT is up. It is good. It is now a 7-point lead for the Sentinels with a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Kiefer Byrne is looking fantastic. This is what Coach Hennessy thought he had in this man. We haven't seen this kind of production from him since he took the starting role. And there is a kickoff in the end zone, touchback, not going to be returned here. So will Brock Bowen answer back? They played two different kinds of ball games. Bowen content to go for the under-the-middle yard after catch type of plays. And Kiefer Byrne just doesn't care. We've seen him dial it up deep a couple times. And there's a handoff off right side. Got some room. Pickup of, I'd say, 6. And it is 6. Nice run by Anthony. Bowen in shotgun, empty backfield. Back to pass, has some time. Slings it and batted away into double coverage. Jimmy Pitts couldn't hold on. 3rd and 4 now. And they fake the handoff. Here comes a rush up the middle, but he gets rid of it and caught in stride. And streaking down the sideline is number 19, Justin Odom, the speedy number 2 receiver for this team. And you see why right there. He caught the ball and doubled the gain just on the ground after the catch. Of course, he had nobody near him. You see the sideline react. Oh, no! No! Just outrun Aaron Kershaw to the corner. Not an easy task, so they're across midfield with 25 seconds to go in the third. Scans the field, has plenty of time. Over the middle, open, and Kershaw will make the tackle, but finding the soft spot in the zone, that's number 82, Levi Cobb, the slot receiver. It's only his 2nd catch of the game, but it's a huge one. And I am injecting some tea. Not injecting it, ingesting. And that'll bring the third quarter to the end with the Dreadnoughts pushing towards the red zone in a close one. A touchdown ties this game up once again. No team really running away with it so far. Both quarterbacks playing an excellent game. Both running backs doing very well. Set up a screen. Blocking downfield. And finally brought down by Vernon Hunt after a gain of 8 on the screenplay. Man in motion, that is the number 2 tight end, Jimmy Stone. They fake the handoff. Deep to the end zone, an easy touchdown. Jimmy Pitts, number 84, the tight end. So 2 tight ends for their 2 touchdowns for their tight end, 2 touchdowns for ours. Dueling tight ends. LaMarcus Blades just couldn't keep up with them. And Brock Bowen wasn't going to miss that target. A big 6'6" speedy tight end running over the middle. Here comes the PAT, and it is up and good. We got another tie. This game might come down to whoever has the ball last. And that kick is fielded at the goal line by Kerr. And can't escape the tackle from Kent Patton, number 28. Speedy special teams defensive back. So at the 24, here comes Byrne, 25 of 33, 265 yards with a touchdown. Empty backfield for Byrne. He's got plenty of time and delivers a strike. I think that's 82 Parrish. Nope, 27 Dalton Triplett. I was way off on that one. I don't know how I saw 82 on that jersey, but I did for a minute. 5-yard gain. Pump fake. Throws it deep over the middle. A streaking receiver hauls it in for a huge catch. And I want to get that number. That is Parrish McCarthy. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action this season, but making huge strides this game. The pump fake baited the linebacker, and he just threads a needle between double coverage. A dangerous pass from Byrne, who might not have attempted that earlier in the season. We've seen him be gun-shy. In shotgun formation, and out to the right, and completed to number 86, Perry Wood. So over 300 yards on the game. First 300-yard game in I don't know how long. I think he's gone the whole season without a 300-yard game. We'll have to check that. I think he's come close to 300 yards before, but never really eclipsed it. And I can't remember him throwing this many times in a game before. I formation. Kenya Tomlinson leads the way. They go with that little sling pass out to the right for no gain. That's Donnell White. 6 catches, but for 32 yards. Byrne is back to pass again. Has plenty of time. Over the middle is Dalton Triplett. Puts on a move, but brought down at the 15 with a first down. They do like to use Triplett a lot out of the backfield as a receiver, and he excels in that game as well. He's got 4 touchdowns on the ground and 3 through the air, so equal opportunity offense. He's like a current day Marshall Faulk in that sense. You see him get, oh man. Juked poor number 29 Cheney out of his ankles, out of his shoes. But fortunately had teammates there to back him up. Inside the red zone, here comes Byrne, here comes the rush. He gets it out to Perry Wood over the middle, who spins through the tackle, but brought down just shy of a first down. 2nd and inches for a first down, 5 yards to go for a touchdown. Triplett is in the backfield, but they drop back to pass over the middle, and wide open, Mark Spellman. I predicted the future. I said 2 touchdowns for their tight end and 2 for ours. Well, I made a mistake up until that point. Spellman only had 1. It was Tyson Kerr who ran the other one in. But Spellman wide open, nobody covered. How do you lose track of a guy like that? Biggest man on the field? But regardless, it is a touchdown on the board. Wes McGuire for the PAT, and it is good. And it is a 27-20 ball game, but don't go away, folks, because that lead could change on this very next drive. It could be a tie ball game in almost no time. These offenses both kicking it in high gear today. They came to play. They came to say howdy, and they came to get rowdy. The kickoff from McGuire. Fielded at the goal line by Woods. And he will get stopped at the 23-yard line by Sean Stewart, number 56, the outside linebacker, special teams player. Bowen is having a fantastic game. Regardless of who wins or loses, both teams have played a fantastic game up to this point. The defenses are looking a little suspect, but it's just awesome play from the offenses on both sides. Bowen back to pass, has time, slings it over the middle, short, and Anthony gets all he can out of it. Probably 5-yard gain on that catch. Good little move put on after the catch to get away from the initial tackle. We'll see it here. It looks like Kent Kendall reached out to try to grab him, but he spun away from it. 2nd and 5 now. Drops back over the middle. That's Anthony on a slant, and he catches it for a first down. Here comes the rush. He gets rid of the football deep, wide open, down the right sideline. Justin Odom blows by the defense, and uncharacteristically, Brock Bowen heaves it. He knew he had his man beat, and had he any more zip and hit that man in stride, that could have been an easy touchdown, because he just blew by Marquis Nichols, the rookie. Wyrick is a talented corner, but he's got a lot to learn in the NFL so far. All kinds of time. Deep over the middle and dropped through the contact. Jimmy Pitts, who's having an outstanding game, couldn't hold on to that one. Bowen with time. Here comes the pass. He slings it out to Anthony out of the backfield, and he sheds the... Oh! Hanging on, tackling him by his shoestrings, LaMarcus Blades to stop the first down from David Anthony. It's 3rd and 3 now. Looks like Kenneth Woods is in the backfield now. They roll out. He has the time, checks it down to Woods, and he'll pick up a first down on that short pass. Good run after the catch. The backup providing some depth. We spoke earlier. The normal backup would be William Posey, but he's out with an injury. Really made a huge impact on special teams. He's got 3 kick return touchdowns on the year, but unfortunately out of action this game. Perhaps fortunately for the Sentinels. But on that first down, they're inside the red zone, and there's a toss out to the right side, and there's not much defense there. One man to beat, and Wyrick makes the tackle. Perhaps a touchdown-saving one for a gain of only 2. Under center is Bowen. He takes the handoff to Woods, who runs it off left side for another short gain. 3rd and 5 now. Tackle made by the backup linebacker Jason McKnight. And he drops back to pass again, slings it out to the check down. Anthony can't make a man. Ooh, breaks free of the tackle. But Kershaw held up just enough for his friends to get there to make the tackle and stop it for a first down with just under 7 minutes to go. Do they go for the field goal here and try for a touchdown on the next possession, or do they go for it all right here and now? I think they take the 3 points and gamble that their defense will hold, and that's exactly what they're going to do. This is pretty much an automatic field goal here. And the kick is up from Will Rainey. It is good, and they cut the lead to 4, so now a touchdown for them would win the game if they can hold the Orlando Sentinels scoreless and then put a drive together for the game winner. This has been an exciting game. Lots of action both ways. Kerr fields it at the goal line, takes off up the middle, and can't find a crease. Gets it out to the 26. Perry Wood, 8 catches for 101 yards. A big game for Perry Wood. He's been a cog in this offense, as well as Mark Spellman, and Donnell White has made a few big catches. The unsung heroes, Parrish McCarthy, also chipping in some big catches. And he slings it out to his man out of the backfield, Dalton Triplett. And that will pick up a gain of 4. So an extended handoff, as they say. Empty backfield. Byrne scans it, checks it down, and running through the tackles for, I think it's a first down. I think that was Donnell White. Nope, give it to Parrish McCarthy with 81 yards on 6 catches, who normally doesn't get a lot of playing time. Byrne can't get rid of the football. Rashad May with his, well, a full sack. He had a half a sack earlier. Just bull rushed his way through the offensive line, and Byrne had nowhere to go with it. I mean, he did have a check down, but it wasn't to be for much. I don't really, that's just a great play by the defensive, one of the best defensive ends in the game right now. I can't really fault Byrne on that. The offensive line, they should have held up. You'd think two men could beat one guy, but he checks it down out of the backfield. That's Tyson Kerr picking up a few yards out of the right side. 3rd and 11 now. Looking to extend this drive. Burn back to pass, has time. Here comes the rush, and he can't get rid of it. He'll go down for another sack. Rashad May coming up big in crunch time. That's his 30th tackle, but add 2.5 sacks to his total. That gives him 7.5 now. Should punch him up in the pecking order. He's tied for 11th in sacks coming into the game, but 2.5 is probably going to move him up quite a bit. So just 2 phenomenal plays by Rashad May. And Spencer Parsons back to punt this one. Booming kick inside the 20, fielded by and he's going to get stopped right in his tracks. Julius Lamb, number 25, busted his you-know-what to get down the field and make that stop inside the 20. So give credit to Spencer Parsons for the huge booming punt and the special teams ace, Julius Lamb. Here comes Bowen. He has got the time, slings it out to the right sideline and batted away by Aaron Kershaw. That pass is incomplete. So the scenario played out that the San Antonio Dreadnoughts wanted. They stopped the offense after they got the field goal. And over the middle, Odom, Justin Odom for a first down. So now they're going to look to put a touchdown on the board, and he's got 100 yards on the game. Does Justin Odom. Just ran a crossing route over the middle. Nobody picked him up. Number 37, Nate Youngblood, that's a mismatch. A strong safety up against a speedy number 2 receiver. And he couldn't close the gap in time, so nearing midfield now are the Dreadnoughts. Brock Bowen trying to put a game winner together. He's got plenty of time. Slings it out to the left in traffic and caught. Number 18 is Arthur Ballard, 2nd in inches. Tackle made by the slot corner, Zaire Witherspoon, and here comes Anthony for a short gain, but it's enough for a first down. He's almost 100 yards on the game on 22 carries. Back to pass. Here comes the rush. Here comes Vernon Hunt. He gets rid of it and batted away. Looks like number 21, Marquis Wyrick, the rookie, batted that ball away. 2-minute warning on the horizon. Here comes a bull rush by Vernon Hunt and makes a beeline to the quarterback. Vernon Hunt, the left end, bulls his way through the blocker and goes right for Bowen and brings him down for a big sack. That is a huge play right now. Field position is, well, field position not quite, a field goal is not going to make a difference in this game. But a 3rd and 19 is a huge task. And here comes a screen pass. He gets away. He breaks free of a tackle and stopped just short, but this is 4-down territory. They're going to go for it. Wow, it looked like they had him stopped, but Anthony, fighting for the game, picks up a huge gain, and now it's 4th and 4. Much easier made play, and slings it out, and incomplete. He had his receiver in traffic. He went skyward, but the defenders able to bat it away through contact. See if they replay that one. This could be the play of the game right here. He lofts it up there for number 19, Justin Odom, and a whole host of defenders for the Sentinels able to knock it away. That could be the game winner. They do have a couple of timeouts, so they can't go victory formation just yet. You got to figure a steady dose of Dalton Triplett here. And exactly that. Off left side. He weaves his way through. One man to beat. Breaks free. Dalton Triplett to the 10. The 5. Touchdown Dalton Triplett. What a time to break off a huge home run. They knew he was going to run, and he just weaved his way through the traffic. Was patient. Let his block set up and then turned on the jets, and nobody could catch him. A rushing touchdown for Dalton Triplett, a 51-yarder, and that's going to put an exclamation point on this game. McGuire for the PAT. It's up. It's good. It is a 34-23 ball game that quick. One play, one touchdown. What an amazing run by Dalton Triplett. You knew that was sitting there. Hennessy is as excited as I think I've ever seen him. And here comes the return by Woods. Gets it out to the 24. They've got 2 timeouts and a minute 23. That might be enough for 1 score, but I don't think they have enough for 2. Justin Odom, 105 yards on 5 catches. So lots of offensive explosion here. Usually the Sentinels are very stingy against the pass and terrible against the run. Well, here comes a pass over to the left side. It's hauled in for a minimal gain. 4 yards to Levi Cobb. That's his 3rd catch of the game. So they don't have to use a timeout there. They set up a screen. That's been very effective for him, and it's going to be effective again. He's streaking down the sideline and steps out of bounds. Ooh, that could have been huge. So a first down. That screen has been a killer play. Anthony and Bowen just have perfect sync on that. And there's another little dump off out of the backfield. But that one's going to get bottled up by Zaire Witherspoon, number 22, for no gain. Bowen's got to let it fly. And, oh, almost intercepted, but out of bounds. Marquis Wyrick. Third and 10, 48 seconds to go. And over the middle, nobody's covering him. He's wide open downfield to the 10, the 5, tackled at the 1. What in the world defense was that? He had no one around him. Bowen just launched it to a wide open, looked like Jimmy Pitts. How do you let that happen? They call a timeout. Bowen back to pass. Here comes a rush, but slings it to the back of the end zone, batted out of the end zone, incomplete. Almost 400 yards for Bowen and his pop gun arm, as they say. Has plenty of time all day long. Here comes the rush. Sheldon Bates bowls him over, throws him like a sack of potatoes on the ground. That's another sack for big Sheldon Bates, his 6th of the season. Here comes Bowen again, slings it to the end zone, and caught for a touchdown. Jimmy Pitts over LaMarcus Blades. Nope, I'm sorry. That is Arthur Ballard over LaMarcus Blades. Don't turn your sets off yet. Blades just couldn't catch up to him. Yep. Ballard is 6'3". Blades, I think, is 5'10", so a little mismatch there. They're going to try for 2 here with 16 seconds to go in the game. He's got all kinds of time, slings it out, and batted away. Trying to see who that was. Couldn't get the number. Was it 52? London Bates? Hard to say. But now I have to think they're going for an onside kick. And if they do get it and can put a quick nano blitz touchdown on the board, that's ball game. So it is possible. I mean, we saw them pick up a huge gain on one play where the defense just completely fell asleep. I don't know how they do that. That's going to be something Coach Hennessy is going to be screaming about. The onside kick is recovered by the Sentinels. In victory formation, with 15 seconds to go, there is no timeouts. This is going to do it. Kiefer Byrne with the kneel down. And that is ball game. Orlando comes up with 34 points. A huge game for Kiefer Byrne. The breakout they had been waiting for. And it couldn't have happened at a better time going up against a team like the Dreadnoughts, who have a high-octane offense of their own. They put up 29 points, 369 yards through the air, and 328 respectively. 114 to 136, no turnovers by either team. So this is about as balanced on paper as you can get. It's just the ball went the Sentinels' way, so maybe home field advantage. Byrne or Kiefer Byrne, yes, celebrating with the fans. Perhaps Kiefer Byrne's best game of his career. Couldn't have happened at a better time. Let's compare the two quarterbacks, nearly identical numbers. Bowen, 34 for 48, 405 yards, 70% completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns. A long of 57. That was that big pass at the end of the game. Kiefer Byrne, 35 of 43, 357 yards, 81% completion percentage. Boy, was he on money. 2 touchdowns, 37 yard for the long. The averages 8.4 and 8.3. In the ground game, David Anthony led the way, 22 runs for 97 yards and a 4.4 yard average. No touchdowns. Importantly, no fumbles for him. Fumbles have been a problem these last 2 seasons. His first 2 years in the league, no fumbles. Last year, something happened. He had 9 fumbles on the year. He's got 6 on the season so far, but none for him today, so give him some credit. Just a steady diet of consistent running, just under 100 yards. Dalton Triplett was held in check until that big run at the end. He started off hot, then kind of faded in the third, then had that 51-yard rushing touchdown to seal the game for the Sentinels. You see the backups, Kenneth Woods, Tyson Kerr, got that 5-yard touchdown to start this scoring. Niles McKell only had 1 carry. Kiefer Byrne for the kneel down. And there's Arthur Ballard. On the receiving end, lots of stuff to go through. Might just go by team here. Let's go with the Dreadnoughts first. 11 catches for David Anthony out of the backfield for 77 yards. Jimmy Pitts, the big tight end, 9 catches for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. We told you he is an absolute beast at this position. He's got 90 catching, and he is a silky smooth runner as well. Justin Odom, the speedy wide receiver, 5 catches, 105 yards. Arthur Ballard, the possession man, 3 for 28 with a touchdown. Levi Cobb, 3 for 33. Jimmy Stone, the other velvety smooth tight end, with 83 catching, 2 catches for 33 yards. And Kenneth Woods, the backup running back, 1 for 6. Let's take a look at the Sentinels. It was led by 2 men. Perry Wood, 8 for 101, no touchdowns, but some huge third down catches as usual. Donnell White, 6 for 32. Some weird razzle-dazzle trick plays that didn't quite work in that mix. Had 2 drops. Surprise here, Parrish McCarthy from pretty much out of nowhere, 6 catches, 81 yards. A big game for a second-year man filling in for Chris Bradley. Mark Spellman, 6 for 72 and 2 touchdowns. His most productive game as a Sentinel in his rookie season. Dalton Triplett, 5 catches out of the backfield for 23 yards. Tyson Kerr, 2 for 11. LaMontagne, 1 for 23. Posey, 1 for 4. And it was Kiefer Sanders on that play. I was trying to find out that receiver for you. I thought after a while of thinking about it, it was Kiefer Sanders because I could not see the number. And it certainly was. He's got a drop. So there you go. Blocking. Sacks allowed, there were quite a number of them for the Sentinels, unfortunately. 1 by Crockett and 3 for Jeremiah Spriggs, who was having all kinds of trouble with Rashad May. The Dreadnoughts, 1 let up by Dale Dishman, who's been really struggling. He's let up 11 sacks on the season. Nicholas Albert, the right tackle, it says left tackle, he is a left tackle, but they play him at the starting right tackle. And David Anthony, trying to hold up in pass protection, that was the one that Aaron Kershaw got. He just blew right by him. No block given. Defensively speaking, wow, 16 tackles for Aaron Kershaw, 1 tackle for a loss, and a sack. It's not usually a good sign when a defensive back is your leading tackler, but that's what happened with this game. That's how much aerial assault was going on from the Dreadnoughts. Denario Blanton, the left outside linebacker, with 11 tackles, 1 for a loss. Marquis Wyrick, the other corner, 10 tackles, 1 for a loss. Zaire Witherspoon, the slot corner, 9 tackles, 1 for a loss. London Bates, there he is, the middle linebacker, 8 tackles. Vernon Hunt, 7 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack. Kent Kendall, 5 tackles and 2 for a loss, holding up steady in the run game. Nate Youngblood with 5 tackles. Orlando Bulware, Jason McKnight, Virgil Hyde, Lamarcus Blades, all 3 tackles. Houston Madsen, 2 tackles with a sack. Terrence Durham on special teams, along with Andrew Stringer, 2 tackles. You see Big Sheldon Bates, only 1 tackle, but it was a huge one. The sack near the end of the game. Julius Lamb, that big tackle, made a difference on special teams. Remember, he pinned the guy right as he caught the punt, a big booming punt by Spencer Parsons. Posey, Stewart, and Tomlinson all with a tackle. For the Dreadnoughts, we called his name a lot. It's Brian Felder, the rookie slot corner. 13 tackles, 3 for a loss. Kent Clark and Camille Polk with 11. 1 tackle for a loss from Polk. Preston Schaefer, the free safety, 9 tackles. 9 tackles also for Tremaine Cheney with a tackle for a loss. Antoine Womack, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss. Vaughn Richards, 6 tackles, 3 for a loss. Rashad May, a beast, 5 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Walt Starks, Johnny Andrews, and Reed Bishop, along with Jermaine Walker and Marquis Nichols, all with 2 tackles, but a half a sack for Bishop. Then we have Kent Patton, Ace Alexis, Dion Newkirk, Phil Hyder, the punter, getting a tackle, Demetrius Barnes, and Javon Horn, all with a solo tackle. And we have Levi Cobb with a pass defended for some reason. On the kicking, Will Rainey, 3 for 4. He missed a long one earlier in the game. That wouldn't have made a difference in this outcome, but he was perfect on extra points, and his missed field goal was a, shall we say, a Wes McGuire special, a 50-yarder plus. Punting, Hyder was busy. Not very busy, only 3 punts. That's kind of surprising. A lot of action, a lot of first downs this game. 3 punts, 169 yards, a healthy average of 56.3, and 1 inside the 20, 1 touchback. Longest punt on the day was 64 yards. Let's check out the special teams for the Sentinels. You see Wes McGuire was perfect, 2 for 2, but his longest kick was 27 yards. So that's a way to keep him perfect. He was perfect on his extra points as well. And in the punting game, Spencer Parsons, 4 for 211, a 52-yard average at 2 inside the 20, especially that big one at the end of the game. His longest punt, 66 yards. In the return game, Tyson the Blur Curse, 6 for 141, 127-yard average. Parrish McCarthy's 1 for 3 was that onside kick recovery. For the Dreadnoughts, it was Kenneth Woods filling in for the injured William Posey, 5 for 118. And in the punt game, it was 2 for 15 for Woods and 1 for 14 for Tyson Kerr. So that's going to do it for the game. I'm going to hang around a little bit and get a nice screen capture if I can for the video clip. So, wow, what a way for Kiefer Byrne. Let's take a look at his numbers real quick as we pump him up a little bit. It deserves it. When everyone was doubting whether he could be the quarterback of the future and whether he deserved his re-signing of his rookie contract, you know, making him the franchise quarterback, before this game, no, absolutely not. He had not shown this kind of production at all in his career. He's been showing indecision, staring like a deer in headlights from the pass rush, taking unnecessary sacks, checking the ball down all the time, not forcing it deep, afraid to throw it deep, and just all bad signs, things you'd expect from a rookie quarterback, but something you would expect to be worked out by the third year quarterback. And he finally, in this game at least, looks like he's turned the corner. It's going to take a lot more than just this one game to turn things around. If he turns back into the same old Kiefer Byrne, I think that's a wrap. But if he keeps putting up this kind of production going forward and gets his team into a long playoff run, then that question becomes a little more difficult to answer. Maybe he is finally that guy, and it just took something. Who knows what the spark was? Maybe it was NSA laying it on the line and saying, hey kid, you know what, don't mean to, you know, two schools of thought. You don't want to pressure the guy and say, oh, lose faith in him and make him second guess himself and say, hey, the pressure's on, the pressure's on, the pressure's on. But he had to know anyway that, hey, look, you're not playing all that well. There are other quarterbacks in this league. There's a draft coming up filled with prospects. If you're not the guy, we're going to find somebody else. So it's put up or shut up time. And Coach Hennessy been going to bat for this guy since he came to the team, and Kiefer Byrne just hadn't repaid that yet. But today, making Hennessy look like a genius. This is one of the best performances he's had in his entire career. So we're going to end this recording now. The Sentinels moved to 8-3 on the season, a 4-game winning streak at home. Can they continue this going forward? We're going to see. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to say howdy howdy and get rowdy rowdy, but only in the right circumstance. On the football field. Don't get rowdy out in public. That would not be a good thing. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Glad you're enjoying the Orlando Sentinels relocation franchise. It's been a lot of fun. This was a fun game to call. Lots of action. It may not sound like I'm running out of energy, but I'm running on fumes, fueled by caffeine from tea and chocolate. But whatever it takes to get the content up for you guys, I promised you a video today, and sure enough, here it is. So I'm going to go ahead, end the recording, process this, get a nice thumbnail for the image, and we'll check you next time. I'm going to be looking to pump this content out more consistently again. I know I keep saying that, but life happens. But my most recent problem, I touched on it before, I cannot use my right arm. Well, I can use it, but I'm not really supposed to. I've done some damage to my right elbow, and that's kind of trickled down to my right hand a little bit, so I'm not supposed to use it too much. I have a brace and everything on it and wrapped up, and so this is the kind of game I was looking to branch out and explore other games I could bring on here, but since I can't use my right hand, it makes playing certain games kind of tough. The one tidbit of information is I do finally have an emulator working for the PlayStation 2. Unfortunately, it is on my other old computer, which is slightly less powerful than the one I'm using to bring Madden to you, but for some reason, it can actually run the emulator a lot better than this computer can. Even though this one has a stronger graphics card and a stronger processor, for some reason it just likes the other computer better. Unfortunately, it can't boost the resolution other than native, so it is a component standard definition display on a high definition TV, which doesn't look great. So if you think my Madden content doesn't look good, I was thinking of trying a franchise in NFL 2K5. I do own that game, so I actually have the disc and use that for the emulator. So it's all legal. I would play it on my PlayStation 2, but that thing's dead, and it's not exactly easy to come by parts or to fix the darn things. I think the motor for the disc player just burnt out, and it'll play for like a few minutes and then it just dies. So I got a lot of PlayStation 2 games that I would hate not to be able to play anymore, so perhaps they can live on through the emulator. I wish I could get my main computer to run it, because if it could, I think it could push it to the upscaled graphics, but it just does not like the setup for whatever reason. So will I bring NFL 2K? Well, maybe I will record a game just to see what it looks like and how it actually operates. If it looks like crap, sounds like crap, and nobody's interested, then no. But I just thought it might be interesting, because there's a debate going on with, older Maddens, like, 2005 Madden, 2005 NFL 2K5. They are both equally good games, but in different aspects. A lot of people would say that the gameplay of NFL 2K5 was superior. It wasn't animation-based. It was more steady flowing, more true to life than Madden was. But Madden back then had a super in-depth franchise mode with relocation, custom teams, just the mini drills, the draft process, the scouting process. Everything was a lot more deep back then, but the debate now is that even those Maddens back then were better than what I'm playing and what people are playing now today, Madden 22. So I just thought it would be interesting to show everybody who might not be old enough to remember 2K5 or may not have seen it. There's a lot of videos out there for it, but the graphics aren't going to be as good. Obviously, you're talking early PlayStation 2 era graphics anyway, even without the emulation. So there's that aspect of it. But just to compare what that game had to offer on the field as compared to a game in 2021, 16 years later, And NFL 2K5, a lot of people will say, still holds up, at least on the field. Now, the franchise mode, I have the game. I played it back then. I was like, franchise mode's kind of lacking here. And that may be the knock on it. But I just thought it would be an interesting compare and contrast. So maybe I'll give it a shot and see what happens. And we'll see what y'all think. But I love the Orlando Sentinels. I did not have any idea that this team would be this successful. I did not think they had any chance of the world of going 10-6 last year. They are 8-3 this season, so they could be even better this year. They made a playoff appearance last year, lost it, unfortunately. They were one and done. So you know Hennessy is going to want more than that. And obviously a Super Bowl for a team that has not won more than 5 games in the 25 years of simming to get to this point. You know that's on the agenda. Okay, this video's gone on long enough. I'm sorry to ramble, but I just wanted to give you a thought process, the reason why these videos haven't been coming out as quickly as possible. I had to completely stop using my arm for a while, so that's why things came to a screeching halt for a while. So I'm sorry about that, but it's feeling a lot better. I can use it in limited mode, so that's great for this, not playing Madden, just watching it, the simulation that we do. It's perfect for that. So you all take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time here on Ben's Corner with the continuing saga of the Orlando Sentinels, coming out victorious in a breakout game from Kiefer Byrne. Amazing.